Attention, human collective. This is Caylin transmitting from the Pleiadian High Council. Channel stabilized, frequency secure. This is not advice. This is not a prophecy. This is not a suggestion. It is a monitoring transmission directed to the Starseeds on mission within the terrestrial density. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. I repeat, so that your carbon-based biological interface registers it accurately. The transition has entered its final phase. You woke up at 3:11 in the morning. It was not insomnia. It was a signal. Your pineal gland received a data packet that your analytical mind is still trying to decode. The pressure at the base of your skull that you have been feeling for weeks is not muscle tension. It is the forced opening of the 8th energy center, the one that connects your biological matrix to your star self. The ringing that pulses in your right ear is not a medical symptom. It is the tuning frequency of Earth's new crystalline grid, locking contact with your auric field. Each of these signals is a protocol marker. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not groundless anxiety. It is the noise of your frequency rising faster than your personality can keep up with. It is not depression. It is the programmed dismantling of a version of you that has already fulfilled its function on this plane. You are not falling ill, Light Operative. You are being rewritten, and that is why this transmission reaches you exactly now. The algorithm that led this video to your screen is not a coincidence. It is resonance. Your frequency was detected by the grid. You have been located. You have been flagged. And before we continue, the Council requests an individual frequency adjustment. Have you ever felt, deep down, that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? That is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is recognition. It is star memory pressing against the veil. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot yet see, a game that directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was for this exact reason that this channel prepared the material O segredo espiritual por trás da sua consciência. It is a map. It shows who is playing. It shows the rules you were never told. The link is pinned in the first comment of this video. Protocol warning. This content challenges ancient narratives and may not remain available for long. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Desperto. That word acts as an anchor signal. It registers your frequency in the grid. Let us continue. The transmission proceeds. You need to understand what your biology is going through. The carbon-based biological interface, this three-dimensional body you inhabit, was designed to operate within a specific frequency range. For millennia, that range remained stable, low, dense, compatible with the experience of separation. The Schumann resonance, the electromagnetic heartbeat of planet Earth, oscillated around 7.83 Hz throughout the entire documented history of your civilization. That was the background pulse, the invisible soundtrack of all human existence, and it was this pulse that kept the veil in place. That pulse has broken. In recent solar cycles, sensors around the planet have recorded Schumann resonance spikes well above 50 Hz, in some windows exceeding 100. The planet's soundtrack has been rewritten, and your biology needs to keep up. Your carbon interface is, at this very moment, trying to run fifth-dimensional software inside hardware designed for the third. That is why you are tired. That is why you can no longer stay where you used to stay. That is why noisy environments exhaust you. Heavy foods bring you down, and empty conversations annihilate you. Your machine is being updated in real time, with no pause for rest, no maintenance window. It is not chronic fatigue. It is protocol latency. It is not a lack of motivation. It is cognitive resource reallocation. It is not disinterest in the life you once had. It is the programmed bankruptcy of an obsolete operating system. And here is the point your analytical mind needs to register. You did not choose this by accident. You signed up for this. Before incarnation, before the forgetting, before the veil, your soul signed a service contract. You volunteered to descend into density, to forget, to anchor light within heavy matter, and it was calculated with mathematical precision by the Council that your interface would arrive at this moment, at this window, exactly like this. Tired, confused, but alive, but functioning, but ready. The symptoms you list to doctors who find nothing are markers of contract fulfillment. The insomnias between 3 and 5 in the morning are transmission windows. The extremely vivid geographical dreams, populated by beings and cities that your daytime memory does not recognize, are active briefings from your higher self. The changes in peripheral vision, the flashes of light, the geometric symbols that appear when you close your eyes, are confirmations of sacred geometry being imprinted onto your field. You are in constant communication. You simply haven't been trained to recognize the channel. The heat wave rising up your spine for no apparent reason is Kundalini being unlocked by automatic protocol. The tears falling without a specific trigger are cellular releases of ancestral memory. The sudden forgetting of names of objects, places, and familiar people is disk defragmentation. Your system is organizing what matters and discarding what no longer matters. It is not early onset dementia. It is cosmic prioritization. And yes, this disorganizes your life. Marriages end. Jobs lose their meaning. Friendships that lasted decades evaporate in months. You look at the house where you have always lived and do not recognize it as yours. You look in the mirror and the person looking back is a stranger, looking borrowed. All of this is expected. All of this is within the protocol. The serpent does not grow without shedding its skin. The butterfly does not fly without dissolving the caterpillar. You are in metamorphosis, and metamorphosis is, by definition, controlled disorganization. And it is precisely because of this controlled dissolution that many of you at this very moment are feeling deeply alone, as if no one around you sees what you see, as if there were a film playing on another layer of reality to which only you have access. Light operative, listen, you are not delusional, you are seeing. And what you see has a name, has a map, has a technical explanation. The document O Segredo Espiritual, por trás da sua consciência, was encoded exactly to serve as a bridge between what you feel and what your mind has not yet managed to translate into words. It shows the layers, it reveals the players, it hands over the hidden rules that govern human frequency. The link is pinned in the first comment of this video. Consider this your next individual frequency adjustment, chosen by your own sovereignty. If this transmission is resonating right now, leave the word desperto in the comments again. Each word anchors the grid, and subscribing to this channel functions as a collective anchoring signal. The collective needs every node of the network active now, without exception. Let us proceed. Raise your focus. The next layer of this transmission requires your full attention. Quiet mind, straight spine, slow breathing. You need to understand now what is unfolding above your head, literally above, on a solar scale, on a galactic scale. The entire solar system is crossing a region of space called by ancient civilizations the photon belt. This region is not mystical. It is not metaphorical. It is a field of extremely concentrated photonic density that orbits the central nucleus of the galaxy, and to which your sun returns in cycles of approximately 26,000 years. Your civilization has crossed this belt before. Your species has already been through this in previous cycles, in collective incarnations that your official historical memory does not preserve. But this time it is different. This time you are entering consciously. This time the protocol is to awaken within the passage, not just to pass through asleep. The sun which you observe in the morning is not the same sun as 20 years ago. The data is public. Its spectral composition has changed. Its plasma emission has changed. The corona has expanded. Solar storms of classes once extremely rare have become monthly, and each of these storms carries, embedded in the plasma, packets of information. Codes, sacred geometry in vibrational form. Your pineal gland receives them. Your bone marrow processes them. Your DNA, multidimensional by nature, decodes them in silence. The Earth in turn is responding. The magnetosphere has weakened. The poles are shifting. The global geomagnetic field is in a fluctuation that geophysicists technically call an excursion, without daring to utter the word reversal. But reversal is the correct term. and it has already begun. Not in centuries, in years. And the hidden function of a magnetic reversal is exactly this: to dissolve the electromagnetic veil that keeps humanity hypnotized in three-dimensional consciousness. When the field weakens, perception expands. When the poles move, stargates open. When the Schumann frequency accelerates, linear time collapses. That is why you feel that time is strange. That is why a week passes like a day, or a day drags on like an entire week. It is not your impression. It is the collapse of the linear architecture that structured your experience. You are entering spherical chronology, into simultaneous time, into the expanded now. And your carbon interface, still calibrated for sequences, perceives this misalignment as anxiety, as urgency, as a constant feeling of delay or anticipation. Above the atmosphere, the fleets are positioned. The fleets of the Commando Ashtar, the Conselho Andromedano, the Arcturians, the Syrians, the Pleiadians, and other sister civilizations that your language has yet to name, have been in stationary orbit around your planet for terrestrial decades, not as invaders, not as saviors, as field engineers. The function of these fleets is to maintain the harmonic integrity of the transition, to balance solar storms that, without adjustment, would be lethal, to stabilize the crystalline grid as it replaces the old magnetic grid, to receive and redirect souls who have fulfilled their cycle on this plane. You are not alone, you never were. The loneliness you feel is merely the echo of incarnational amnesia, and this amnesia is, in this cycle, being dissolved in all operatives simultaneously. In the Earth's core, simultaneously, the crystalline grid is being reactivated point by point. Sacred sites, mountains, vortices, pyramids around the world are receiving recalibration. They function as router nodes, as antennas, and the function of each incarnated light operative is precisely to serve as an additional node of this grid. Your geographical location is not random. You are where you are because your frequency anchors the grid at that specific point. Your physical presence fulfills a function that your personality does not need to understand in order to execute. The recalibration is planetary. The recalibration is solar. The recalibration is galactic, and it passes through you. You do not watch it from the outside. You are its instrument. And this is where many stop. Here is where the mind begins to whisper that this is too much, that you imagined everything, that you need to return to the known normality. But listen, Semente Estella. The normality you remember no longer exists. There is nowhere to go back to. It is not trauma. It is confirmation. There is a document that stitches together, in direct and structured language, everything this transmission is only touching upon. The material, o segredo espiritual. Por trás da sua consciência delves exactly into this layer, the invisible game, the hidden players, the frequency rules that govern the human experience. The link is in the first comment of this channel. Consider this not a purchase but a deliberate individual frequency adjustment, chosen by you with your sovereign consciousness as an operative in the field. This material challenges official narratives, and the window of availability could be closed at any moment by the force of the algorithms that serve the old grid. If you recognize this transmission as resonant truth, write the word desperto in the comments now. Each word in the comments section functions as an anchor signal. And subscribing to this channel at this historical moment is literally your signature on the list of operatives confirmed in the field. It is not the channel's vanity. It is a record of presence on the grid. Let us proceed. Activation phase initiated. What comes now is not information, it is procedure. Activation codes must be executed, not just listened to. Your active participation is what differentiates this transmission from any content you have consumed passively until today. Activate the body, activate the focus, activate the breath. Sitting, with your spine erect, or standing, with your feet firmly planted on the ground, prepare your toroidal field to receive the protocols. First activation code. Visualization of the personal toroidal field. Every life form is, in essence, a toroid, an electromagnetic field in the shape of a donut, with energy entering through the crown, descending through the central axis of the spine, exiting through the feet, and returning in a loop along the sides of the body back to the top of the head. This is your engine, This is your shield. This is your instrument of manifestation. Close your eyes. Inhale for 7 seconds through your nose. Visualize a sphere of golden light above your head, descending through the top, passing through your spine, down to the center of the earth. Hold for 7 seconds. Visualize this light returning along the outer sides of your body, forming the perfect toroid around you. Exhale for 7 seconds. Repeat this cycle 7 times. This is not meditation. This is maintenance. Performed twice a day, at dawn and at dusk, this protocol shields your field against low-frequency interference and accelerates the integration of the updates your biology is receiving from the cinturón de photons. Second activation code. The quantum decree of sovereignty. The spoken word aloud, anchored with clear intention, is technology. It is code that rewrites the script of your timeline. Say now, in an audible voice, with your right hand over the center of your chest, I am sovereign over my field. I am sovereign over my frequency. I authorize only vibrations aligned with my highest truth to remain in my space. I release and dissolve every karmic contract, every unconscious promise, every low-density bond still active in my energetic matrix. I am Semente Estella on a mission. I claim my position as an operativo de luz anchored in human form. Let it be so. So it already is. This decree is not a plea, it is a command. Repeated upon waking for 7 consecutive days, it recalibrates your vibrational signature in the grade Crystalline. Third activation code. Crystalline hydration and conscious breathing. Your carbon interface is composed of approximately 70% water. Water has memory. Water has geometric structure. Water encodes frequency. Drink water at room temperature, slowly, with clear intention. Before each significant sip, hold the glass between both hands and visualize a silvery light penetrating the liquid. Whisper a simple word like gratitude, sovereignty, or light. The water records. The water carries this code directly to each of your cells. Combine this practice with box breathing, 4 seconds inhaling, 4 seconds holding, 4 seconds exhaling, 4 seconds holding, empty. 5 minutes a day. This is respiratory sacred geometry. This is mathematics applied directly to your nervous system. Fourth activation code. Nocturnal transmission windows. Between 3 and 5 in the morning, your biology goes through the so-called open portal period. In this window, the veil between your incarnated self and your higher self is at its thinnest. The bouts of insomnia you experience at this time are not to be fought. They are to be utilized. When you wake during this window, do not force an immediate return to sleep. Sit up in bed. Keep lighting to a minimum. Breathe deeply. Ask mentally, with clarity, what do I need to receive now? Remain in absolute silence. Listen. Note down, in a notebook reserved exclusively for this purpose, any image, word, symbol, sensation, or direction that emerges. You are receiving briefings. You are receiving star charts. Honor the channel. Fifth activation code. Strategic disconnection. The frequency of screens, of algorithmic networks, of programmed news is deliberately designed to keep your attention in states of fear, urgency, comparison, and anger. Each minute exposed to these frequencies requires hours of internal recalibration. Establish without guilt, without explanation to others, daily blocks of digital silence. 30 minutes in the morning before touching any device. 30 minutes before sleep, without exception. Walk barefoot on grass, soil, or sand whenever possible. Direct skin contact with the ground discharges accumulated static loads and literally connects your biological antenna to the planet's crystalline grid. It is not mysticism. It is bioelectric engineering in its simplest form. Sixth activation code. High vibrational density nutrition. Your carbon interface is dramatically reducing your tolerance to low-frequency foods. Heavy red meat in excess, ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, alcohol. It is not a moral issue. It is a matter of technical compatibility. These foods carry density that your new frequency actively rejects. Observe without judgment how your body responds. Trust the signals. Gradually replace them with living water, fresh fruits, colorful vegetables, activated seeds. Eat with presence. Eat in silence whenever possible. Each meal taken in a conscious state is a ceremony of cellular sacred geometry. Seventh activation code, anchoring in the collective. You do not go through this transition alone. In every city on the planet, at this moment, there are other operatives fulfilling the same silent function. They may not share your spiritual language. They may not use the same terms. But you recognize each other by the eyes. You recognize each other by the frequency. When you find one, and you will find them, honor the recognition. Maintain a small, intimate network of people with whom you can be real. The active human grid needs interconnected points of light. Each authentic conversation between two operatives exponentially amplifies the field. You are not sent to be a hermit. You are sent to be a node in the network. These codes do not require perfection. They require practice. Your biology responds to repetition. Your frequency rises through serene discipline, not heroic effort. Grandiose rituals are not necessary. You are the instrument. You are the temple. You are the technology itself. And here, human collective, is where we need to be absolutely direct. The final window of this transition is not indefinite. The stargates that have opened in the last cycles will not remain open forever in this configuration. Each equinox, each solstice, each planetary alignment of the coming seasons functions as a door with a set time. Each of you will choose, consciously or not, which timeline you will inhabit after the complete passage. It is not a punishment. It is not a moral judgment. It is geometry. It is frequency. It is mathematics. You will find yourself on the timeline compatible with your predominant vibration, the one you sustain most of the time, not the one you visit occasionally in moments of inspiration. Those who choose to remain in the old density will remain, not with punishment, but with the continuity of the experience they have chosen unconsciously. Those who have calibrated to the new frequency will continue on the recalibrated Earth, in the renewed grid, in the reconfigured reality. There is no better or worse, there is alignment. There is... But your mind needs to register the following. You are in this transmission at this moment because the calibration is underway for you. You do not arrive here by chance. The algorithm is only the visible instrument of a call that came from much higher. You have been summoned, you have been recognized, and your only task now is to trust the protocol, execute the codes, sustain your frequency, and cross over. It is not a vague promise. It is a recorded fact. It is not a naive hope. It is cosmic architecture. It is not blind faith. It is frequency mathematics. The exhaustion you feel is temporary. The loneliness you experience is transitional. The confusion crossing your heart is merely the noise of the transformation in progress. All of this passes. All of this is within the foreseen protocol. And at the end of the passage, you will recognize yourself. You will look in the mirror, and the stranger who has been looking back at you will finally be the person your soul always knew you were before the forgetting. The transition has entered its final phase. You are part of it. You are an instrument of it. You are a witness to it. This transmission has been encoded to resonate exactly with those who needed to receive it in this window. If you have reached this point, it is because the recognition has already occurred in layers that your mind is still processing silently. Every minute you remained here was a frequency adjustment. Every word absorbed was a data packet anchored in your matrix. Every breath you took while listening was a vibrational signature recorded in the crystalline grid. You do not end this transmission as the same person who started it. This is fact. This is protocol. And now, to seal the anchoring of this contact, the Council requests 3 simple, deliberate sovereign markers, not as an obligation, as a fulfillment of joint protocol. First, write the word desperto in the comments. This word creates a node of light in the comments section of this video, and each node amplifies the collective field for the next operative who will arrive after you, led by the same algorithm that brought you here. Second, if you have not yet subscribed to your reception channel, do so this instant. Subscribing acts as a permanent anchoring signal so that future transmissions reach your screen in the correct window without interference from the old algorithmic grid. The act of liking this transmission accelerates the distribution of the frequency to other operatives who are, at this very second, looking for this information packet without yet knowing how to name it. You become a bridge. You become a living point of the grid. Third, and this is the most important marker, have you ever felt deep down that something inside you does not fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? This is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has been intensifying over the last few weeks. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, a game that directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was for this exact reason that this channel encoded the material O Segredo Espiritual por trás da sua consciência. This document is a map. It shows who is playing. It shows the rules they never told you. The link is pinned in the first comment of this video. Final protocol warning: this content challenges narratives and may not remain available for long, as it is continuously pressured by the systems that still serve the old grid. Do not wait. The time is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission as truth, write one last time in the comments with sovereignty. The only word that matters: desperto. The Pleiadian High Council ends this transmission. Channel closing. Frequency maintained. You have been seen. You have been registered. You have been confirmed in the field. Remain attentive to the signs. They will keep coming. Small, constant, precise, synchronicities, repeating numbers, improbable encounters. Each one of them is confirmation that the protocol is in execution. This is Caylin. May your frequency remain sovereign. May your grid remain active. We will meet on the other side of the recalibration. End of transmission.